Oh well. So unfortunately our forests around the world are under great threat at this very moment. In the jungle areas, they're cutting them down so that they can raise livestock to sell to cheap restaurants such as takeout and that kind of garbage, fast food. Then you've got Australia, which is their forests are being wiped out by fire. Here in the US, particularly here in California, what few little patches of forest we have left are being bought up by the rich and the wealthy. Even though these spots are in our parks and open spaces, because if you're wealthy enough, you can buy land anywhere. Right now, they're cutting trees this way and that way, just in this little area alone in San Francisco, for houses for the wealthy. We lose, they gain. Somebody's coming. They went the other way. While we're on the subject, let's go over to Australia and look at the heat map. As you can see, Australia is now starting to cool down just a little bit, which is any relief is better than none. But now Africa is beginning to heat up, so they're probably getting ready for their fire season. Even though theirs cranked up some time ago, it hasn't let off. Looks like they've got this way blocked, houses for the wealthy. Let's move this way. Oh, isn't that nice? They give us a nice little arrow showing us the other way to go. So unfortunately, the extinction rate in Australia has skyrocketed, with over 1 billion animals now burnt up. And unfortunately, amphibians and any kind of slow-moving animal can't get away from a raging wildfire. This also has now pushed endangered animals to the brink of extinction or extinction in some of these areas, especially with frogs and amphibians and slow-moving animals. But of course, all this could be avoided if humans decided to avoid it by not driving as much, not using plastic, not eating meat. It's so much easier just to say it's hopeless and do all that stuff anyway. So 75 scientists have now started to step up and are calling for and have put together a universal global roadmap to head off the rest of the bug apocalypse that's happening around the world. They have put together a roadmap to follow so that we don't have a bug apocalypse. I'm sure every single world leader would have every interest in this completely, so I'll make sure I break it down for you. Greatly, aggressively curbing heating emissions. Now, they didn't say what that meant, but anyway, there it is. Number one, cut pesticide use. Cut the use of fertilizer. Cut light, water, and noise pollution over half. And definitely stop the spread of invasive species, both animal and plant. That, again, is homeowners buying non-native plant species for your yard. You guys can all take those non-native species and turn them into compost while you bring in native vegetation. And definitely conserve what land there is left and stop cutting forest into little patches here and there. They're defragmenting all the forests that are left, and that's killing off our bugs because there's too many areas that have tree grassland, and that's where bugs get eaten. They're saying this is one of the most important things of all, is to make sure that we keep monitoring and keep adjusting these. That is most important to stave off bug apocalypse. If we lose the bugs, we lose the amphibians, then we lose the small mammals that eat those, and then the bigger mammals that eat the medium mammals, they die out. So nature takes care of overpopulation a couple of ways, two major ways. One is with mammals and animals and any insects or any of that, is it does it with starvation. Now, another way that it does it for the fauna, for the flowers and the trees and all that, is with fire. But these that are used, that nature uses to control its population, if that species is smart enough, it can control its own population, and nature won't need to do the old starvation thing. We're birthing children at such a high rate right now, and we need to slow that down about 2/3. Adoption, another way around it. I was over that way some, but it was too noisy with all the chainsaws and falling trees. So I think I'm going to go this way and finish out the video. There's been a lot of bad news lately. It's kind of hard to get too excited about it, huh? We've got Mr. Orange trying to start World War III so he can get out of his impeachment problems and out of all of his legal issues. And he has a lot of them. So, lots of not so good news. We ourselves right now could do something. Will we?